Each year, Cessna's Independence facility produces around 500 aircraft, 300 of which are the 172. From when the very first pieces are assembled to the delivery of the aircraft, each 172 takes 900 hours to assemble. With the great demand for Cessna aircraft, the factory employs around 1,000 employees. Terry Clark is Director of Support Services and Paint.
Our products are produced from fabricated pieces from other sites. Our Columbus, Georgia facility produces flight control surfaces, and our empennage assemblies are aft fuselage components. And we have other machined parts and welded parts and other larger sheet metal stretch components made at our Pawnee facility at Wichita.
Four major components comprise the 172: the forward cabin, the aft cabin, the tail cone, and the wings. The fuel tank, spar, and leading edge are shipped to Independence and placed onto a wing assembly jig. Dick Friesen is Director of Single Engine Operations.
We put all the ribs and skins and all the components on that particular wing. In 5 days, we come out with a complete set of wings that's ready to be hung on an airplane.
The forward cabin is comprised of the forward door assembly and the engine firewall. These two components are built up in the factory's back shop.
We start with the forward door post assembly, which is a major structure of that forward cabin, and we take the firewall and we build up both of those components. Those are both loaded into what we call a forward cabin jig, and then we start forming all the skins and stringers around those two pieces and make a complete forward cabin. After it comes out of that assembly jig, then we put it onto what we call just kind of a build-up station that moves on down the line and process, and we start putting components in like rudder pedals, brake cylinders, brake lines, fuel lines, start putting in some of the avionics racks and stuff that gets the aircraft ready to accept the more components as it flows down the assembly line.
In 2006, the factory began building the Citation Mustang. An assembly of the 172's aft cabin and tail cone was moved to Columbus, Georgia.
Those are shipped into us and they are ready to put in what we call an assembly jig or a mate jig, where it mates all three of the forward cabin, center section, and the aft or the tail cone into a fuselage, and then that's when the airplane starts looking like an airplane. It's got all those components put together in that particular assembly jig.
Once the fuselage leaves the assembly jig, it is fed into the final assembly line. Instrument panels, doors, the wings and the engine are added. The Garmin avionics suite and propeller are not added until after the aircraft has been painted. At every stage of the assembly process, the aircraft is quality checked. If any problems are detected, the factory has a team of production support engineers.
An RDR is a rejection disposition report, which is wrote by a quality inspector. It notifies us of any deviation from engineering print manufacturing may have encountered throughout the process. If we have anything that we feel uncomfortable with, if the structural integrity of the plane may be at risk, we'll notify or ask for help from our Wichita engineers in our stress group, so we make sure that the structure is maintained.
After the airplane is assembled, the airplane goes to our paint facility in what we call a green condition. The engine has been mounted minus the propeller. The avionics are not yet installed. The first thing will happen, we'll go into a paint prep complex. Our team members will sand the airplane to provide a good foundation then for how we ultimately end up to a finished, completed, top-coated airplane. Then the airplane will go into the paint operation. We'll apply a new, fresh coat of polyamide epoxy primer, and then on top of that we'll put a state-of-the-art DuPont Imron top coat, and then from that the 172 will receive vinyl appliques. Near the end of the paint process, we'll install the propeller, we'll install the avionics, the things that we need to do to enable us to do our final weight and balance of the airplane.